Sorry, everybody. That's on now. So you guys should be hearing us now. So sorry about that. Cece, how does it sound now? You should be on right now.
Do I need to restate what I just said?
If you would like.
Okay, so to summarize, I wanted to talk about mindful eating because there are many physical benefits, including improving digestion and decreasing abdominal pain, supporting your weight, um, helping you make better decisions about your food choices. In terms of mental and emotional benefits, it changes your relationship with food, decreasing emotional eating, which in turn makes you feel better about yourself because you feel more in control about the choices that you're making.
I like that. So we're saying people show up, and so I'm breaking that terminology down with people showing up wearing stretchy pants, fabrics, then Lululemon, like, they go to the
I don't have
warehouse.
anything from Lululemon.
You don't have anything from Lululemon, but I'm talking about people. I didn't say specifically you.
Oh, okay.
So, jeans with some much elastic, they could, you know, bungee jump in them. So when they eat a lot, they can wear loose clothes, right?
Hmm.
Okay. So you're saying not to?
Well, what I'm saying is that to do a check in with yourself. So, what I like to do is talk about. So there are some suggestions for mindful eating. Did you know that there is a mindful eating branch at the Harvard School of Public Health?
No, I
So
did not.
yeah, so they have come
So
up.
wait a minute. They came up with a place where they're gonna you pay to go to school for to teach you how to eat.
Well, it's part of like their curriculum for the School of Public Health to be more mindful because it's like I said, it has a huge impact on everything in terms of the quality of our food, the quantity of our food. So one of the things I'm gonna give a shout out to Dr. Wayne Altman, who was one of my mentors when I was a resident. I got a lot of handouts today that I want to share from his website called wellnesscampaign.org. He's on there with his nutritionist Carrie, and they have a lot of great handouts, videos. So I would definitely reference that. So let's get back to you talking about showing up for Thanksgiving Day. So part of mindful eating is recognizing. So, like for example, when we talk in therapy, like how do you feel? So you want to be in touch with your feelings. So we want to be in touch with how you're feeling in terms of your hunger. So Dr. Altman has created what we call like this hunger scale, and I'm going to just show it to you. So it's a scale of 0 to 4. So basically, before a meal and after a meal. So let's say before a meal you are starving, so that would be like 0, you're so hungry. And then or you could be a 4, which means you're full, so you don't really need to eat. And then after a meal you could be like still a little hungry, you're satisfied, or you could be a 4, which means you're stuffed to the brim. So you never want to be at either um at either extreme. You always want to be somewhere in the middle, which is an ideal way to start. So like I would say check in with yourself before you start eating and be like, okay, am I starving? Am I slightly full, or am I like completely full? Like I don't even need to eat. So first, checking in with yourself and recognizing like how hungry are you? Because you want to look at food as like nourishment for your body, right?
Okay, so what you're explaining is what mindful eating actually means.
So
So,
well, there's different components to it. So there's recognizing um and reflecting on how you're feeling. So how hungry are you? Are you starving or are you full? And then the next step is to respond. And so we can talk more about that. So respond is how you're going to eat so that to change your relationship with food.
okay, so why do so many of us lose control around food during the holidays, like especially Thanksgiving? So when you're discussing mindful eating, like what are people like? Why all of a sudden are they so excited to get to Thanksgiving and all of a sudden they eat in all these large portions? So why?
Well, I'm actually not really. I can't answer for other people. I know that. Well, you probably can speak. I'm a very very slow eater. I'm slow and steady, and but I think I actually end up eating a reasonable amount because I take some of these these tips that we're going to talk about into consideration. So I'd like to break it down. So
Okay.
there's different types of way that people overeat. So one could be eating too fast. So did you know that it takes your stomach 20 minutes to communicate with your brain about how full you are?
Yes.
So when you eat quickly and you just continuously eat, you're not going to give your stomach time to communicate with your brain that you're full. So that means you end up overeating. So
Okay.
that's one type of way that we overeat. Number two is eating when you're hungry. So like I said, doing a check-in. So maybe before you go to Thanksgiving dinner, making sure you have like a little snack. Don't starve yourself all day before Thanksgiving because you're gonna be on that hunger scale on one extreme. You're going starving. It's like going to the grocery store when you're so hungry, everything looks good, and you just start eating, and because you're crashing, your sugar's crashing, you want to feel better, right? So
Okay.
that's another thing is to always be mindful, checking in throughout the day. How hungry are you? You want to start nourishing your body before you get to that starvation point. And then you want to check in again while you're eating during Thanksgiving dinner to see, okay, am I getting to that point where I have to undo my pants? No, you don't want to get to that point. That's really uncomfortable. And those are unnecessary calories that you're overeating, right?
Okay.
Um, so yeah.
There's two. There's
So
number three.
and then also another thing is mindless eating. So mindless eating. So again, this school of public health at Harvard, they've done studies where we are just not paying attention to our food. So we don't even know how much we're eating. So for example, the biggest example is electronics, not eating in front of the TV or while you're on your phone. So this one study that they did about mindful eating is they gave college kids different size popcorns at the movie theater. They're like, okay, you're gonna get small, you're gonna get medium, you're gonna get large. We're all gonna watch a movie. And it didn't matter what size popcorn, they all finished it because you're just focused. Your focus isn't on your food, your focus is not on how you feel or you're hungry or you full. You're just eating mindlessly. So you're not focused on that. So you can end up eating a whole bag of smart food, for example.
Why you got to talk about my favorite shit?
I
I love smart food. Leave my smart food alone.
was just making an example.
Oh, I think that was a hit to me. I love smart food.
So I actually did a wellness program before COVID, also with a nutritionist, and we had this exercise where we would actually have people close their eyes, put a bite of food in their mouth, and really notice the texture, the
Okay.
taste.
Okay.
You're going to chew it for 10 to 15 times so you
Yes.
really can enjoy the experience
Why
of
does it
that
look
food.
like you're gonna hit me?
I just want to make sure that you're paying attention. Do we have questions?
Yes.
What you're doing about is mind ESS eating.
No, honestly, during the holidays, I truly never gained weight because I just did what I would normally do and didn't use it as an excuse to eat or stuff. What you're talking about is mindless eating. Then someone said smart food, my niece's favorite. Shout out to your niece, okay?
Well, I
Okay, Joanne Barrington, shout out to your niece.
and I really, are you sure it's Barry? It's Harrington. She's
Harrington?
my
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Harrington. My apologies.
and I love whoever said that about that the holidays is not an excuse because I mean when you ask me like yeah, I don't see the holidays as an excuse to overeat as well. Like I still practice year round the same idea because you feel gross like when you're eating till you're stuffed. Um, so back to the mindful eating studies. Another study that they did was the never ending soup bowl. So um, so basically they had a soup bowl that would continuously fill from the bottom. And so people would feel like, okay, they just need to finish the bowl, even though we keep filling up because we have this mentality that we have to finish everything on our plate.
Okay.
So we're talking about food quantity again. So I would suggest starting off with maybe half the amount that you normally would on your plate, finish that, wait the 20 minutes so your stomach can communicate with your brain and process and do that check in on the hunger scale and be like, okay, am I still hungry? am I starving or am I pretty satisfied? And if you're pretty satisfied, I would say take a step back and enjoy the time you're spending with your friends and family.
Oh God, heck no. So listen, if someone wants to enjoy everything on the table, but not end up in a food coma, what steps one?
I would say so in general, I would always suggest starting with more fibrous proteins like veggies, filling up with the veggies first and any of the proteins, and then leaving the more carb heavy things for at the end, almost like a dessert.
So you're talking complex carbs, leave that towards the end, or fibrous carbs?
The fibrous carbs, I believe, could be included in the beginning because they're more fibrous. So, which I have a picture of what the ideal plate looks like.
Well, here's the my question. Is there a smart way to build your plate? What should hit the plate first, second, and last? Action.
So when we divide the plate, this is called my plate. Half should be fruits and veggies, and you should start with that first and then make your way
Your
around.
camera on your phone so they can see it. Boom.
And then the protein, that would be your turkey or your ham, um, or lamb, I don't know.
Ay,
And then the
ay.
grains is like a quarter. So that would be your mashed potato. No, sorry, that's
Go
grains.
for it.
That would be your like your bread and your rice and stuff like that.
Your
But
biscuits.
your biscuits, yes, biscuits.
Biscuits. Cornbread. Biscuits.
I'm not a carb person, so it's really hard for me to come up with examples. But like things that you can still enjoy, like sweet potato, like a nice baked sweet potato,
True.
that's going to count for like
Very
a
good.
fibrous vegetable, right?
Fibers? No, that's a complex.
Complex.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. Close though. Close.
complex. I'm not a
So
nutritionist, but
yeah. So that's a complex.
yes,
Fibers would be vegetables,
vegetables,
spinach,
Brussels
broccoli,
sprouts. Yes.
Brussels
So
sprouts, asparagus,
so I would
fibers.
say like load up on those first before you make your
Alright.
way up to the biscuit
Oh, but
can
if
be
you
like
do that, that means you
and
can't enjoy the
and the
carbs.
Pillsbury croissant. Well, that could be your little dessert.
Mm. So listen, Dr. Wong. So here's my question for you, and everyone's waiting to answer this special question. Everyone talks about saving calories all day before the big meal. Is that a smart or is that a backfire? So I know right now everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not going to eat right now. I'm just going to wait because tomorrow I'm going to fill up." Is that a great thing?
Well, personally and medically, I don't think it's a great idea from a couple of standpoints. As we discussed with the hunger scale, when you go into a meal like that, starving, your eyes are gonna like want to eat everything, and you're setting up yourself for the potential for overeating. Number two, from a medical standpoint, you're confusing your insulin sensitivity, so your blood sugar is going low, your glucagon and insulin is like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? There's nothing. And then you're like bombarding your system with all these carbs and stuff. It's just a roller coaster ride.
So
And
you're getting like a sugar spike, and then all of a sudden, when that sugar spike happens, it's like eating 12 Musketeers or Snicker bars. And then what happens?
crash.
Boom! Done on the
Yeah.
couch with the pants unbuttoned and the belly hanging out.
Yeah. And everyone blames the tryptophan in the turkey, but
Yes, ma'am.
it's the whole sugar spike instead of maintaining a steady sugar level. So if you want to eat a little bit less, the morning of before your big meal, that's great. So that when you go to Thanksgiving dinner, you're like you're a little hungry, but not starving.
Okay. So because you did that beautiful plate design, which I'm highly impressed with, great job, Dr. Wong, fizz bump. How long should a Thanksgiving meal actually take if we're eating mindful? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I hate to go out to dinner with her because I'm ready to leave. Because by the time I finish eating is about 20 minutes. What she does is about an hour and a half. And I'm like, what the heck? So now I order 2 cups of coffee and I have to wait because she's still got to get her dessert, which is basically nothing, but okay. Go ahead.
Fresh berries.
Fresh berries and strawberries and all that mixture. That's true. You do get that.
Oh.
So how long does it take if we're mindful eating? So if I have a plate, which obviously isn't going to be this tiny size, I don't know if like this is her plate, that's my plate. And listen, how long is it going to take me to eat that if I eat mindfully?
It's a great question. So meals in a perfect world, if we have time, should last about 30 minutes. So, and I'm going to break it down why. So, chewing and the process of digestion starts in the mouth. And I think that we have all forgotten that. We think that it starts in the stomach, but we have to break down the food chemically and physically in the mouth.
Is that called like masticate, whatever that word is?
Mastication.
Mastication. Don't get perverted, people. Mastication.
So, yes, mastication is the chemicals that and the enzymes in your mouth that chemically break down the food, and then chewing 10 to 15 times physically breaks it down.
So people are writing stuff and their messages are being retracted. I don't know what that actually means.
Maybe they wanted to say something, then they changed their mind.
Oh, you guys are backfiring back. Stay true to who you are. Keep your crap on the screen.
So anyway, the eating process starts there. So I remind people, oh, and the size of each bite. Do you know what the ideal size of your bite each bite should be?
I don't know, but you yell at me every time. So obviously I don't know.
So it should be the size of your tip of your pinky.
Thank God my pinky's jacked.
No, the tip of your
Oh,
pinky.
forget that. That's not working.
So because if it's too big, it's too much for your stomach. So I'll tell you.
I'm sorry, Cece. Maybe it's restricted because it is for everyone to watch. So I'm not sure what you're writing, but try to write it again.
So for example, I had this gentleman who came in last week, or actually this happens pretty often, and they go, oh my God, my stomach really hurts after I eat, and it's not their gallbladder and stuff. So the first question I say to them, I go, how fast do you eat? And they say, oh my God, I am a fast eater. And so I'm like, okay, let's work on slowing it down. And last week I had an Asian guy, and he goes, Dr. Wong, how am I supposed to chew my noodles? He goes, I just slurp them down into my stomach. And he like,
Yeah, but that's gross. He doesn't bite it down. He just slurps noodles. So that means that whole thing just goes down.
yep. And
I thought you're supposed to masticate the food in your mouth.
Well, this is exactly what I'm talking. That's an extreme example. So he wasn't doing that, and he was like, "Oh my God, my stomach hurts," and I was like,
But
okay.
how do you enjoy the food if you just suck it? You're not even getting the taste of it except the soup.
Because he's hungry and he wants to get that into him.
Bro, if you're watching this, you're disgusting. You are absolutely disgusting.
But people do that. Even I will be guilty of it sometimes. I'm eating on my way driving to work, and I'm trying to eat at the same time. What is going on?
None. She said some of it's being retracted, but that's because I do have it for children to watch. So I think maybe that's why. So some of the things pop up.
Well, I think you said some bad words.
Yeah, but some of it is
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
I know, as long as I don't drop F bombs.
Oh, okay.
I'm dropping just the S bombs.
Okay, so we're going back to how long should a meal take? Okay, so starting with each bite should be pinky size. So you're cutting it down, with a fork and knife to that size. Chewing 10 to 15 times. And then some other tips for eating more slowly or have a sip of water in between each bite. Put your fork and knife down.
Okay.
Instead of just continuously
Love
eating.
that idea. Yep.
Enjoy some conversation with your friends and family.
Okay.
If you really want, if this is very difficult for you to do, we have some tricks. If you don't know how to use chopsticks, use chopsticks, or use your non-dominant hand if you're not ambidextrous.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so, and then, or also like take some deep breaths in between and reflect on the food and why you picked that food. Or, I mean, you should be doing that before you eat, but that can also help and be like, why am I making these choices to pick these foods that I'm enjoying?
Okay. Great answer. I love it. So, from what I'm taking out of it, from my perspective point, you're saying women use the tip of their fingers
No,
to eat their meals,
women.
to bite down on the food, right? Put that much in your mouth.
Yeah, but men too.
Guys, you should use the tip of your thumb, is what I understood.
No.
No. Oh, okay. So my tip is guys is thumbs, girls are pinkies.
Okay.
Incorrect?
Incorrect.
Oh, Jesus. So give people 3 simple rules they could follow today at dinner to eat less without feeling deprived before tomorrow.
Tips for today?
Yes, for today, because once again, people are now starving themselves to fill up for tomorrow. So we don't want them to starve themselves because we don't want their body to basically go into starvation mode, and especially if they're not people that are used to fasting and doing different types of food intake. So I'm asking for a few advices to these people to still eat today,
Yes.
but prepare yourself for tomorrow and teach so you can enjoy your time tomorrow. So what steps can they take today?
Well, I think that these tips should be used on a daily basis, not just like the day before Thanksgiving or,
Why is
on
every
things.
day Thanksgiving the next day?
No, I'm saying that you should practice mindful eating every day. Even at Thanksgiving, that's not like a reason to like overeat. I think you should be more focused on, again, the experience of being with people that you haven't seen in a while, maybe friends and family, and the food is added, an added bonus in terms of maybe you don't eat turkey all the time, and focusing less on the food and more of the experience. And
Okay, okay. I dig it. I dig it. What are some of the red flags, behaviors at the table that tell you, okay, I'm not being mindful anymore?
you're the fastest eater, you're done before everyone else. So before you go up for seconds, make sure that everybody else has finished their first plate, and give yourself that 20-minute rule. I mean, if you're done in 5 minutes with your plate, force yourself to sit there and have a conversation with the person sitting next to you until that 20 minutes is up, and then do another check-in with yourself, and you'd be surprised. I mean, say like, okay, am I full, or do I just want to go eat that extra, I don't know, cranberry sauce? Again, I'm not a cranberry sauce person, but
Neither am
but
I.
so
So I'll go
um
with you on that.
so
Disgusting.
like, just sit quietly, reflect if you don't want to talk to anyone, and think about, before you go up, are you hungry?
Okay. Is it better to go back for a small seconds or to overload your plate once?
I answered that before. I said to maybe start off with like half of the amount that you normally would have, because it's going to take time for your stomach to communicate with your brain. So yes, maybe do half of what you normally would, and start with that and do a check-in.
Okay, my apologies, Dr. Wong. I didn't hear you. Maybe it was because I was trying to fix something over here.
Maybe because you thought my
So
podcast started at 2:30.
yes, I did actually. I absolutely did, but it took me 2 seconds to fix it. So here we go. So what can people do before they sit down? Drink, snacks, walking. That helps them stay in control?
Yeah, I would say if it's possible to sit quietly, take a few deep breaths, almost like meditation, and be mindful and do a check in with your body. Like, how are you feeling? Are you feeling happy, excited, maybe stressed, seeing some people you haven't seen in a while? Like, just like doing an overall like check in with your body, a general overview, and then a check in with on the hunger scale. How are you feeling? So, just taking like even 3 deep breaths, maybe having a drink of water to cleanse your palate before you even start eating, to do a check-in instead of just diving right in. It's like a reset for yourself.
Okay, all right. Freaking love it. I love it. So here's a question for you. So now I'm going to get a little serious and I'm not even going to joke.
I've been serious this whole time.
I'm saying me. I
Oh,
said I'm going to get a little bit serious. I know you're serious. That's all your life's about is serious. So my question is this. So I know these times are times of reflection, especially during the holidays. See, Christmas is coming around the corner. Now we're dealing with Thanksgiving, people losses that are going on in their family, people that are sick right now, and you're that extra seat that you always have Uncle Joe or Aunt Sarah sitting at, where you get they're the mecca of all of the family, and we know we go through that, or emotional stresses of breakups and things that go on and arguments that lead into the next day. So a lot of people eat because they're stressed, lonely, or pissed off at a family. How does emotions tie into mindful eating?
that's a really great question. So again, that has to do with the reflection part of like why in your relationship with food, like why are you eating? So we should be as a physician, I feel like people should be looking to their food and what they put in their mouth as a sort of like medication, and nourishment. A lot of my patients now are so quick to be want to be on a GLP-1 to lose weight that they're not even eating. They're on the other extreme, or they're just taking loads of supplements, where we really should be getting our vitamin nutrients from our food and looking at food as a type of medicine. So again, that goes back to taking the time to plan before you eat and taking that time out. So it starts with when you go to the grocery store, or now we can have food delivered, but making those choices. So I'm going to go back to Dr. Altman's wellness campaign. We talk about 5 different components of healthy lifestyles. So one is, I'm going to just go through the food quality, food quantity, sleep, sleep and stress, exercise and activity. So I'm going to go back to food quality. So that means picking foods that are nutritious for you. Not only nutritious, but like, are they free of any additives? Like, so like buying organic food. And I know that we've started doing that, and the reason is because there's less like pesticides and things like that. So quality of the food, and then quantity, which is more what we've been talking about with the mindful eating. So getting in check with that part, and being like, what is the purpose of what we're putting into our body, instead of just eating because we're stressed out. And I think that when you're stressed out eating, that's when a lot of the electronics comes into play, because we're not even focused on it. We're like watching TV because we're like binge watching something because we're stressed out, and we just keep eating.
Okay. So for my dealing with it, because I do have a large family and it's sad at times when I think or old friends that I have passed. And I know myself, what I do is when I turn around and I start to think about someone that's missing, or even if there was an argument that ensued or a little family situation, I tried myself how I deal with it, and thank you, Cece. I appreciate that. Is I tried to focus on all the positiveness. So sometimes when I sit quiet and I look at everyone, everyone always asks me if I'm okay. And what I do is, no matter how angered or what type of situation is, I am grateful for the people that surround me at this time. I appreciate that they're joining this with me. And the only thing I could think about is being with them at that time. And at the same time, there's also sadness that happens because there is someone missing, there is someone that's ill, there's somebody that emotionally will affect me. But I am so grateful for the time that the people that are with me, knowing that at that moment, I'm enjoying something that reminds me back to my childhood days. And what I love about it is bringing up a story from our past that everyone knows, or even, you're newly in my life, 6 years, is telling a funny story that we have together, or silly things that happen to break up that stressful moment and that emotional, thought to get me out of it. So I love it when stories come up. I love when past things come up, or even jokes from the last Thanksgiving dinner. So my way of dealing with that mindful part of it, emotional and stress, is I like to talk about the past. I love to say, Jesus, remember this, mom, when you overcooked the turkey or it fell to the floor and you said, I'm going to cut the top off. We're going to eat the bottom, or things, just things like that to break up that sadness point or that emotional point. So that's my way of dealing with it. But I appreciate your way too, doctor. I appreciate it. Any more on that one before I move on to my other question for you?
No, no.
All right, because you said I thought you were gonna have questions. I even had jokes set up here. So I had. Can I say a joke?
Hmm.
So this one's my elite joke. Food crime scene. You ever look at the table after a round one and it looks like a crime scene? Half-eaten rolls, gravy splatter everywhere. CSI would think a turkey got taken out by a firing squad. Hydration, because that's where my joke, because you said to drink water. So I wrote, hydrate, yes. If someone calls wine hydration, that's a false report, and I will cite them for it. So when you talk about hydration and people say, oh, I'm hydrating, it doesn't mean wine, doesn't mean vodka, correct?
Correct.
It means what?
Water.
Did you hear that? It means water, fools. It means water. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Scooter. I dig the name. Make sure you acknowledge your TikTok audience too.
Hi, TikTok followers. Thank you for following me. And because of that, I have a special joke for you guys. Mushroom walks into a bar and says, "Hi, everyone. I'm a fun guy." Okay.
I was waiting for laughter.
Okay. Awkward
Silence.
silence. Okay. Okay. Okay.
No, it was good. It was good. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr.
Okay.
Wong.
How about hamburger? It's another bar joke. Hamburger walks into a bar and the bartender says to him, "I'm sorry, but we only have beer and wine here. We don't
Help me out, Cece.
we don't serve food."
Cece just called you Kenny Wong.
Yeah.
That's a good one. So listen, let's get back to the serious part of this mindful eating. What's one quick grounding trick someone can do at the table when they feel themselves about to binge?
Did you say rounding trick?
No, one quick grounding
Oh,
trick.
grounding.
Grounding.
Besides the taking a deep breath?
I'm going to be honest with you. Taking a deep breath isn't going to work for me.
Telling a joke?
Telling a joke will stop me to go to eat. Should we use the fun guy one?
Yeah, I thought that was a good one.
Okay, in case you didn't get it, repeat it so people understand it. Person walks into the bar and says,
No,
what?
a mushroom walks. A mushroom walks into a bar and he says, "Hey, everyone, I'm a fun guy." Applaud. Thank you. So you mean you had your first meal and you first set serving and and you want to go back for seconds? And that wasn't a joke.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Go ahead, Dr. Wong. I mean,
And you want to keep yourself from going up for a second. Well, you can. You don't have to deprive yourself. So you could like check in with yourself. Like I said, I'm going to go back to the hunger scale. If you're still hungry, then that's totally fine. Go ahead. Don't deprive yourself. But just maybe take a very small portion and bring it back to the table. Don't fill up the plate again and do that. So no one's it's a day to enjoy and give thanks and for the food and company. So
okay.
I'm not saying don't go back up.
Love your family and friends because these are the days.
But if you've already undone
do
your
not go
pants,
on.
and then no, you don't need to go up because you'll be in pain later.
True. So one of the things
we know. Oh, that brings up a funny story. Maybe you should share your clam chowder day in Boston.
Okay, if you'd like to share it, go right ahead.
Well, no, there's just
no, share it. It's funny.
So, somebody that I know loves clam chowder, and for his birthday, we went.
Love it. B-Town boys. Clam chowder.
One birthday, we decided to go into Boston, and he wanted to taste test clam chowder from about five different places.
You're correct. 5 different restaurants because I wanted to be.
I don't know.
I wanted to be the taste tester and let everyone know this is where you need to go.
Clam chowder.
Damn right.
So,
started out at Copley.
Started off pretty well.
Copley. Awesome place. Great clam chowder. Nice and thick. Broth was great. The clams were humongous.
And how did you feel after that first bowl?
I felt like I was ready for bowl number 2, but we needed to go somewhere else. I felt good.
So you were.
Me and Scout were in it. We were in it to win it.
You felt good, still a little hungry.
I had my boy with me, Scout. Right. Me and Scout were good. No, I wasn't hungry. I was just in test time. That's all it was. Okay. Test time. But
so then we like looked online. We found a place that was rated to have like great clam chowder. I can't remember. It was between Newbury and Boylston Street. But we went there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shout out to my prima. What's up, cuz? I hope you're doing good. I didn't know Scooter was Annie. What's up, Annie?
Hi, Scooter.
Annie, you never met my wife. This is Dr. Wynne Huang. That's my cousin Annie. She lives out in Framingham or something. Framingham.
Hi, cousin Annie.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So we had your second bowl.
I had my second bowl. I was feeling slightly off, but ready to go for bowl number 3.
What do you mean by slightly off?
I kept burping and stuff was coming up. But I figured if we walked to bowl number 3.
So I think that maybe at that time when you were burping, if you did a little reflection, would you be like, oh, maybe my stomach is telling my brain that I'm getting full?
I would like to agree, but because I'm a beast, no.
So okay, so then we went to the third place,
Third place, which was great, by the way. That's where we had that lobster.
Salty Girl.
Salty Girl.
Was it
Shout out
Salty
to
Girl?
Salty.
Salty Girl, I think.
It was that great or what?
Yes,
That
yes,
food was incredible on
yes, on
Newberry
Newbury
Street.
Street. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. What did I order?
Waffles and lobster.
Oh my God, never would believe lobster and waffles killed it. Even she was like, oh my God, that's gross. Dr. Wong tried it and goes, oh my God, that's actually really good. Was it good?
It was good.
Eat the chowder though, I give it a 3.
But so then you had your third bowl, and how did you feel?
Oh, I'm sorry, Annie. You live in Bridgewater. Same thing. How did I feel? I'm not gonna lie. I did not feel well at that time.
So perhaps at that time we should have stopped.
Well, at that time, I went for a massage because you got me a massage that don't give them a shout out. I won't even say who they were, but I appreciated that you got me the massage.
And how did you feel laying there? How was your stomach?
My stomach was good, but my chest kept burping up stuff.
Mm, so,
Yes.
so
So I'm not mindful right now, everyone, but go ahead.
So,
Go to 4.
so a couple things. Maybe you could have eaten your clam chowder a little slower because when we eat fast, we also swallow a lot of air, and then that makes you burp a lot too.
So I'm a Cro-Magnon man, and I never know where I'm going to get my last meal. So I need a gobble, gobble, gobble like a wild beast.
That's not true. We don't live in the caveman eras anymore. You know when you're going to get your. You just order on DoorDash or you order on Amazon delivery. You
Yeah,
get
but
your.
I over order on DoorDash.
So you don't need to eat like that.
Okay. So now we go to 4,
So-
and I ate it again. And then we went on a 5 for dinner, and I ate it again. And the next thing you know, you wanted to go somewhere, and I ended up throwing up in the bathroom, and I could not stop throwing up. So all my clam chowder piled up, and I was throwing up. So I wasn't mindful, Dr.
That
Wong. You
was
are
the
absolutely
exact
correct.
exact opposite of being mindful.
Mm, mm. So now that I ended my story and I wasn't mindful, I am going to be mindful this year because we're going to go out and eat, which causes limitations on what to order. So I wanted to go back for a second because you did mention metabolism, hormones, GLP-1, and you were discussing this. From a medical point of view, what happens in the body when we smash 3 plates of desserts and drinks?
Again, it's going to be the insulin spike. So it's just our sugars go up and then they crash. It's like a child, like you said, having 13 Snicker bars. So up and down, which ends up causing us physically not to feel good. You get exhausted when your sugar crashes, and it's also a mental, emotional roller coaster. You feel great, and then when you crash, you can almost feel depressed.
Okay, and the reason why I went back on that, I know you answered that, but it was a setup for my next question because you had discussed the GLP-1s. Okay, so our weight loss meds, okay, or weight for people on GLP-1 or weight loss meds, I should say. Does mindful eating still matter, or can they just rely on the medication? Because I know people that go, well, you know what? I'm going to be on my medicine anyway, so it really doesn't matter. It's going to burn fat. It really doesn't matter if I do this and that because I'm on, as you stated, this world's getting crazy about this GLP-1 thing, and everyone, it's okay to do it, but you need to be mindful about what you're doing to your body and take control about it. But that's one of my big questions is when people that are on this medication, either they don't eat or either that they overeat, thinking I'm still going to lose weight. So,
That's a great question. I think that there's many components of mindful eating that are it's even more important to do when practice when you're taking a GLP-1, and it starts from making good choices because unfortunately when people go on GLP-1s they end up eating less, taking in less calories overall during the day. I will have patients come in, it'll be 3 in the afternoon, and they're on GLP-1. I'll say, what have you eaten today? They go, I haven't eaten. I go, it's 3 in the afternoon. So I go, you're getting limited calories. So the calories that you pick have to be smart calories. We don't want to waste them on calories that are not going to be healthy. You're not going to waste it on pumpkin pie. You need to get your protein in. So number one, making the smart choices that you're going to be putting in your body. So that's really important. Number two, it's still important to practice mindful eating because the GLP-1 is going to force you to get fuller faster. So the slower you eat, the easier it's going to be on your stomach, right? So you're going to have less that nausea feeling, like you're going to vomit, like you know, um, bloating
Still a
feeling.
good time. I don't care what you say. It
So,
was only 10 minutes of hugging the ball, so I was good.
and let's be realistic. How long are people going to stay on GLP-1s for? So this mindful eating is a lifestyle change that should be practiced on a daily basis. So, it's not helpful to be on a GLP-1 and be like, oh, I'm going to just eat less food. And then when I get off the GLP-1, I'm going to go back to the way I was eating and, like, sit in front of the TV while I eat dinner and like eat 1,000 calories, or not that,
But
but
Dr.
more than
Wong,
that.
you're not saying there's a problem with GLP-1s. It's the transition to GLP-1s. You're basically saying you can use it, but use it intelligently. Like build yourself to come off it. Don't build it that it has to be part of your life if it doesn't, when you're using it for a diet purpose and not a medical purpose, because diet purpose and medical purpose aren't the same, correct?
Correct, but you should still be practicing these ways of eating because they're healthier on your digestion system.
Okay,
So, less,
absolutely.
yeah, because the mastication starts in the mouth, not
Mastication. I'm sorry.
not
Good.
not not in your stomach.
Okay. So I'm not gonna lie. You keep saying your brain's gonna be the smart, to eat smart and intelligent. My problem is my brain might be the smart part, but my belly just says go, go, go. And then I don't feel good. But I'm gonna be honest with you. This year I'm gonna be very mindful eating. I
I'm
will
gonna be
be
watching
taking
you.
I
I
obviously.
will be handing you a
So
steak knife
yeah, buddy, I'm already ordering it. I see
because
it. You know it.
because I
I'm not gonna lie, surf and turf. Because that surf and turf
because
the other day was good there, right? Is that what we got? At Roots?
we just got steak. There was no
There
turf.
was no
There
turf?
was no surf. There was no.
Oh, that's right. You said that it wasn't this cheap because it wasn't on the menu.
But
Oh,
but but sometimes.
not them. Others were cheap.
But I don't know if you notice, sometimes I will hint at dinner. I was like, "Would you like a knife to cut your bites into smaller bites?" And you say, "Oh no, I'm fine."
Because it's Cro-Magnon time. I gotta eat my meat. So listen, let me ask you something. So all kidding aside, how do you talk to your patients about desserts and avoid it, share it, or plan for it? So I know right now, you saw your patients before Thursday happens. And was there anything that you've stated to your patients about this mindful eating? And if so, could you share it with people and how they can utilize it for themselves?
I mean, I talk about mindful eating almost on a daily basis with my patients because, as a primary care physician, a lot of what we do is counseling on nutrition and lifestyle. And I grew up in a different way. So in Asian culture, we don't really typically eat dessert. We For dessert, our dessert is fruit. So we would have like an orange or an apple.
Whoa, whoa,
Um,
I'm stopping you there because no, that's a lie. You guys have this green ice cream crap I love that I don't even eat anymore because you look at
Matcha,
me. What is it?
green tea ice cream.
Yeah, what is it called?
Well, matcha is green
Matcha.
tea. Yeah.
Yeah, because remember we went to that buffet place and I kept going up and I had like quite a few plates of matchas. Ooh, that green ice cream rocks. In my head, I just looked at it. It was green, so green means fibrous carbs. So it was me eating vegetables that was emulsified into liquid. That's all I looked at it. All
Okay.
right,
Well, that's not the case. Um,
was to me.
yes, and we do have yummy desserts, but it's not something that we have on a regular basis. That's
Oh,
like a
not to stop
regular.
you, but what's that other thing that you guys got that looks like a mini pie? With that you bite it. It's like the round, looks like a little
The
cake.
egg custard.
No, 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 no. Wait, maybe it was matcha. There was green tea ice cream, which I love. And then okay, you're right. Sorry. Go ahead. My apologies, everyone.
But again, also,
Ooh, dessert.
we usually have fruit, or the desserts aren't like super sweet or full of sugar. But in any case, so we grew up not eating like traditional dessert, like ice cream and cakes and stuff like that, and which we've actually incorporated the last few nights. We've been having Asian pears instead for after supper.
Yes, we've had really? Yeah, those yellow things. Yeah.
Asian
Asian
pears.
pears. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
lots,
really good.
very hydrating.
Hydrated.
Yes.
Yes, I gotta pee after I eat them.
Yeah, it's full of hydration and fiber, so it's great. It's a great fruit,
So I should bring it to turkey dinner tomorrow.
if you want.
I'll hide one.
But Uh, again, we talked about planning how to eat. So starting with the veggies and the protein, and then saving the carbs for the end. So hopefully, if you practice mindful eating during the whole course of the meal, and you do a check in with yourself before dessert comes, you will realize that you don't need to have too much in terms of the form of dessert.
So the funny thing is, I was going to ask you once again, the normal portions of turkey, carbs, and sides for someone trying not to gain weight. So I was going to ask you to show your diagram that you beautifully designed.
Well, I
And
can't take credit. Actually, it's called My Plate.
okay, so my plate, great job. My plate, shout out to them. So I see you have the protein. So what's that? About 40%? Because the vegetables appears to be, you can look at it from the back.
Oh,
Oh,
the
gotcha.
the half 50%.
So 50% is vegetables?
Yeah,
So then, so where are we going? Like 15, 20 or something,
and then
whatever.
the protein like 25%.
25% protein? Oh my God, you're killing me, girl. Oh my God. Okay, so you're saying fibrous carbs outweighs the protein. So we're going 50% vegetables, 25% protein,
25% grains.
25% grains. But how mathematically is that going to come out? Because I still have
So
my fruit.
yeah, well, and you can chime in. It doesn't have to be hard and fast, but I mean, because I know you have a nutrition background too. But like, so for example, I don't eat a lot of dessert. For me, my dessert is like berries with cream. And uh, wait, what was the question?
So you're showing the plates, like what the portion sizes should be. Like for me, I would say 25% protein. I was only joking. I would agree with that. I would do 25% veggies, 25% fruits, even
Oh,
though you should do less of the fruits because of
oh,
sugar.
oh. But
That's what I mean.
okay, the main. Oh, I know where I was going to go with this. So,
Thank you, Duckling. She's got it. She
so
must be at the bar with the fun guy.
no, actually, I'm really hungry. So right now I'm doing a check-in, and I'm like,
No,
I need to
did I
go
not
eat.
tell
So
you to eat
I
before
yes.
you came?
So and my insulin, my sugar levels are crashing. But so when I have this conversation with patients, and I should have brought my actual real plate. So a lot of times people tell me, Dr. Wong, theirs is the opposite. So half their plate is the grains. So it's like they're like, oh, half the plate is like pasta or rice. So that where if we can just kind of shift away from that to move to half the plate is the veggies, that is stepping in the right direction. So like, do you know what one serving size of pasta is? How big that is?
Yeah, it's like half your hand, I think.
It's one fist cooked
Yeah, so that's
pasta.
like half the hand.
So
Jesus, no way.
yeah, so when I tell people
My
that,
apologies to all you Italians. I know, mom. Huh?
so when I tell people, they're like, "Oh my god, no, it's like almost the whole plate." So
Yeah.
so that's why I like to use this visual. If we can just start shifting away from that, for the grains being half to a quarter, that in itself is a great shift. But then getting back to really specifics, I would say for the protein, and you could weigh in on this, I would say 6 to 8 ounces, 6 ounces for a bigger person like yourself.
Mm, yeah, but I'm bringing down my ounces to 5 ounces right now.
Okay.
So my limitation is to lose a little more. But yeah. 6 ounces for certain people. Yeah, for certain females, I would say 4 to 5 ounces.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, so and then in terms, I would say like not a lot of restrictions on vegetables. Vegetables are good for you.
Okay. So what if I'm on blood thinners? I decide to eat a lot of spinach, and now I'm spiking my K2. So what happens?
So there's so
I'm only
vitamin.
joking. You don't have
No, I would like to.
to.
So there's very few people who are on Coumadin, and Coumadin is the
Yes.
only blood thinner that is affected by vitamin K.
Which I'm sorry once again. Shout out to Xarelto because that's what I'm on. Go ahead.
The only one that I know. Everyone else is on Eliquis, but okay, so yeah, but the Eliquis and Xarelto are not affected by vitamin K, which is what the majority of people are on now. Very few people on Coumadin, so we don't have to worry about that. But again, that brings me to the next point: everything in moderation. Because when I used to have more people on Coumadin, I would say just eat the same amount moderately every day. Like, don't have like a whole like head of broccoli one day and then the next day like not have any. Like, just if you're
Keep it going every day. If
yeah,
you're gonna do it, just
consistency.
don't spike it up.
Yeah.
Don't cause that. I agree. Absolutely. Good answer. Eh. So now I want to talk about family and kids, right? So one of my biggest things is being a person, as we've all been as children. we tend to eat and eat and eat. Pumpkin pie, like one of my biggest things, pecan pie. I love pecan pie.
Is it pecan or pecan?
Pecan. You call it pecan, I call it pecan. Okay, so pecan and pecan pie, I absolutely adore and
Or
I
what about
absolutely love.
pecan? Pumpkin pecan pie.
Well, no, I don't. I'm not really a pumpkin guy, but I remember as a child, I would go back and keep eating that like there was nothing else. I haven't had a slice of it in a very long time, and I might indulge in one slice this year. But one of my questions is I remember watching people and like their parents talking to their kids, or possibly girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, speaking to their girlfriend, boyfriend's kids, and like, oh my God, don't go eat that, don't go do this, and you develop this self guilt when it comes when people are telling you what to eat or say to you, like, oh my God, you're having another piece. It's like
Food
it's
shaming.
kind of
Food shaming.
food shaming. Correct. So, how should parents talk to their kids or significant others about food on holidays without giving them food guilt or body issues or body shaming?
Again, I don't really like to focus solely on the holidays. I think it should be overall lifestyle and teaching what why we're eating the foods we're eating, like what the nutritious aspect of it is. Like for with my patients, I'm like, oh, the more fruits and veggies you have, the better it is for decreasing the risk of cancer and heart disease, and why we make those choices. And then holidays or special events are a time to celebrate. So it's okay to indulge in something once in a while that you wouldn't do like on a daily basis. I mean, but some people do carry it into their daily lives where like every night they have like a quart of ice cream, okay, that I don't think that that's necessary, but for special occasions, yes, but not a whole quart. Um,
So, how do they talk to the kids, though? That was my question. Like, I understand that you're speaking to the parents, but how should parents speak to their children when they're at a family party and they're running around and they're eating? So,
hmm,
without causing an issue, or I know when I was younger, my mother, I used to love fried bologna. So when
mm,
she wasn't there, I'd be frying bologna, and I used to love how it popped up, and I put the cheese on it and roll it up and get all excited that I was hiding it from my mother because I loved fried bologna, and she made me
uh,
feel bad about it. So
so
so it
sh-
developed an issue with for
right.
me.
Well, so I mean, I'm not a parent. You are, so maybe you could speak more on this. But I was going to suggest to say that you could advise or ask the children to have have the parent pick healthy choices first, and then they will fill up on that. And then after they've eaten, made eaten the healthy like fruits, veggies, protein, and then be like, okay, now you get to pick certain from the desserts after they've eaten. They're not going to go straight to the dessert table.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think about that?
I think that's a great suggestion. My suggestion was when my daughter was young, when she loved me and she would see me, I would go if she wanted something like a dessert or something before. I would say, "Okay, honey, here's the deal. I need you to eat this and that. So, what would you like to try first? And you gotta have to try the vegetables. So, which vegetable do you want to
Yep.
try? Okay, I'll take one of those." And then, even though she'd go, ah, but I would say you have to swallow it in order to get to the next step. So, I would actually make a game out of it and not shame them. And then I would be like, guess what? You had the protein, you had the fibrous carbs, you had your little plate of pasta. What do you want now? She would be like, "Oh, I want more pasta." And I go, "Okay, remember, if you want more pasta, it's going to be less cake." And one thing about my daughter, what I could say is she really wasn't into sweets, but she loved ice cream. So I would be like, you can either have 2 scoops of ice cream or 1 scoop of ice cream and another little plate of pasta. Funny thing is, she used to pick the pasta, which was fine by me. And she would have it. And what I also did is I had adult plates and kid plates.
Mm.
So the adult plates, hey, your choice. You pick what you want. We're bigger. The kids' plates were smaller. So it was limited. Okay. So that's how I controlled it with my child. And it became more of a game more than an embarrassment. So that's it. That's how I handled it. Dr. Wong wanted to give you guys a close up. Look,
Um,
did you guys see her beautiful face? Dr. Wong gave you a boom.
um, The other thing I want to touch base on, we've been talking a lot about food, but you brought up a good point. I was thinking is what we actually drink. So sodas and juices are really big, big contributors
But
to.
I don't do any of that. I'm not in the
No, 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 but I
sodas.
was thinking when
So
you're bringing children, like the
yeah.
juice boxes, and like
Oh
the
God,
I remember the
killer.
holidays was like a special time when we could maybe have Coke,
Oh.
but it's like a lot of empty calories and sugars. So being mindful about that at holiday events. If you wanted like sparkling water with some.
So can I just say one thing? So the best way, especially the juice boxes, what I used to do with my daughter, she had a favorite cup, and she would be like, "I want this high C stuff," and it had so much sugar in it. So what I would do is grab a product like I forget it now because it's been so long. The ones you open up, you put in, and it's like 0 calories, zero sugar in them, or whatever. So I would mix that, put it in her cup, and give it to her, and she would be all excited thinking she's drinking high
Yeah, because
C.
it looks pretty.
Yeah, well, it's because she got
Yeah,
what
yeah,
she
yeah,
wanted,
yeah.
but in reality, she didn't get what she wanted.
Right.
I put what I wanted to put in it. So sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, yeah, you could do that with like sparkling water, add a little color with like a splash of cranberry or like put fresh fruit in it or something like that.
Okay.
Make it festive.
So so from what we just gathering right now, it isn't okay to let kids go wild one day a year, or should boundaries still be there? Obviously, we came up that there definitely should be boundaries, but make those boundaries fun, right?
Yeah.
Make it something that, you know what, you know, it's a child. You know, a child's gonna want more cheese curls, more cheese doodles, more whatever, but make it
Yeah.
a
Although I do have to say, I think children are actually smarter or more in tune than adults. Like, I think they know when to stop eating, whereas adults are like, oh, my stomach hurts. But I really want that next cup of clam chowder. So I'm still going to have it. Whereas a kid is going to be like, oh, my tummy starts hurting.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I didn't care. My tummy hurt. If there was an opportunity, for instance, I know me, I used to mindful eat because I used to love McDonald's when I was a kid. And I
So
remember being
you would
in
mindfully eat McDonald's?
absolutely. I remember I would be in the back seat with my sister, eating little by little. I would grab one French fry to save my burger as the last meal. So I used to grab one fry at a time. By the time I got half of it done, my sister would be completed with everything. She used to cry to my mother, Junior's not sharing the fries. So now I would have to share my fries with her. So now she already ate her burger. So now my fries are done. Now I'm eating it. And my mother used to make me give my sister a bite of it, which she would take a huge bite, which would leave half of my burger. So, yeah, when I was a little kid, I used to mindfully take my time as you do. I used to break my potato chips in pieces so I can have them last longer.
So let me ask you, so when you did that, did you really enjoy the flavor?
Did I? I don't know if it was the flavor or if it was actually the time. So I would be with my friends. So I realized that when I broke things, we would hang out longer, we would talk longer. So I didn't, at a kid, it wasn't about taste.
Hmm.
I think it was more about having your friends around. And even when we used to order sauce subs, which I loved sauce subs, I used to have them cut it in 9 pieces because it used to come this. Just while my friends would be eating all theirs, I would still be on slice number 2 because we were having a
Well, I don't know what a
conversation.
sauce sub is.
So back in the day, there used to be this sub shop called Perillo's, and kids like me that basically didn't come from a wealthy family, you would order meatball subs. So you would get a meatball sub with provolone and a slush. So people like me that couldn't afford that, what happened was Perillo's realized there was a lot of other children that couldn't afford things. So, and they were great family, great people, great Italian family. So they made a thing where they would just put the sauce in the sub, so you would
With
get the
no
sauce
meat.
with no meat,
Okay.
but they used to break up one meatball and sprinkle it in there if they knew you. And you would get a bite with sauce, and then you would get a bite with the burger in it. And you'd be like, oh my God. And then they started letting you get slush bombs, which was every slush mixed into one cup, and it was 25 cents. So they made it affordable for the whole community. So I know they're not around any longer. And I know they all went back to Italy, but you guys were great people. And I really appreciate that you made, something like that to make it affordable for other people in the community. So
So
that's what it
so
means.
I love what you were just sharing. So it seems like it was a great experience. You remember it.
Yes.
So this is great examples of mindful eating. So as an adult, you can practice mindful eating, like taking the small bites, really enjoying the taste, the texture, and beyond that, just the ambiance of being with friends and family and
Absolutely.
enjoying it. Um, Instead of just shoveling food in your mouth, not even tasting it, enjoying thinking about the texture, the flavor, how does it feel biting into it, breaking it down to those components.
Okay. Great job. So let me ask you something. So this is going to go out to the viewers right now. If someone watching has a history of overeating and feels ashamed after every holiday, but I know you're going to say it's not just a holiday, but let's just say we're discussing the holiday. What would you say to them right now?
If they feel ashamed after they
If someone
overeat.
watching has a history of overeating and feels ashamed after every holiday, because I know for a fact I dealt with people emotionally after Thanksgiving that they say, "Oh my God, I shouldn't have drank that much. I'm an idiot," or "Oh my God, I shouldn't have ate. Now I'm gonna have to not eat for 3 days. I'm gonna go cardio and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. New Year's Eve's coming. Oh my God, This is gonna be the year coming up.
are,
Like,
are,
what do you tell
are
them?
you asking me like recommendations for them to help them from getting to that point?
No, what would you say to them about not being ashamed? Because we're discussing mindful eating. So let's say they're not mindful. Let's just say they go full boat. And, right now our discussion is, this is how you mindful eat. But
But they
you,
want
we,
it, but they want to be
but 20% of the people are just going to go crazy still. But we're telling you the process of what you should do and how you should do it.
sure.
But we're not shaming you to do what you want to do. We're just giving you advice on, hey, like it or not, maybe you should do it this way. But we're not here to make you feel guilty about it. So, what would you say to them so they don't feel ashamed before we hang up on it?
Well, I guess I would ask them to reflect on why they feel ashamed. Is it their relationship with food? Um, that makes them feel ashamed? Is it their relationship, or is it the amount? I mean, I have suggestions on how to help them um with the amount. Like there's things like, calorie tracking, like apps like the Lose It app, my
No, no,
fitness.
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
I guess I
We
don't.
already we're already past that. We already know it's mindful eating. We already know how to do it. But let's just say they go and do it. Now, after watching the show, you discussed mindful eating, right? And hey, listen, this is what you need to do. This is how it is. They don't do it though. They've already eaten everything. They've already done it. Now they feel depressed. They feel stressed. Dr. Wong said, "This is what I should have done. Oh my God, I didn't do it. Now look, she was right." Like, what do you
Okay.
say to them to deal with that? Anyways, you did
Okay.
it. To me,
Oh,
my answer is, you did it. So
yeah.
what? Go on.
Yeah. I guess I don't understand the so in medical school we're taught what we call motivational interviewing. So if someone wants to change a behavior, whether it like be quit smoking or drink less, or in this case be more mindful about their eating and the amount, um, I would say, what is your motivation? So is it that you don't want to have a heart attack? Is it that you want to be around to see your grandchild get married, and like approach it from that, like what is your purpose and motivation for being healthy? Because when we're talking about mindful eating, the whole point is to be physically and like emotionally healthy. So I
Okay.
guess what is your important to you that is enough to make you change your behavior?
Okay. So, good answer. So, what I would like to say is, obviously, I want everybody to enjoy time with their family and do whatever you feel you need to enjoy. The reason of this program is to show you how to control portion eatings for people that do have issues with that. So we're not here to tell everyone feel bad about what you're gonna do. So if you eat and you overeat, so be it. You overeat. Now you know the next day you need to start limiting your food intake and going back to your calories and saying, as Dr. Wong had stated, which is a great idea, calorie count. So what? You watch this program, you went a little crazy the next day. Remember, you got to wake up the next day. You got to move forward the next day.
Well,
Guilt,
you could
guilt.
sleep in.
Yeah, well, yeah. According to her, you could sleep in. Guilt is one of them is ridiculous. And what I always try to tell people, the hardest thing to get over is to be nice. Okay. So anger is so easy to blow up. Treat that the same way as food. So meaning if you go in and you eat tomorrow and you overeat and you overdo your stuff, don't be angered about it the next day. Be controlling the next day. Be like, oh my God, I ate instead of having a slice of pecan, I ate the whole pecan. Oh my God. Okay, you ate the whole pecan. So now let's just turn around and get right back on what we did. Let's get right back on our meals. Let's have our short portions every 3 to 4 hours. Let's take our meals in. Let's get the system corrected again. Go ahead.
That just reminded what you said about something that I talk about with my patients, which is called black and white thinking. So I think people are very black and white, so all or none. So a lot of times when we want to start a behavior change like a diet, we're always like, oh, we're going to start it on a Monday or a Sunday because that's the beginning of the week, which however way you see it. So like let's say you do really well, then Thursday night happens to be Thanksgiving. Thursday night you go out with some friends, you totally screw up and you get off your diet, and then people are like, oh, I screwed up. It's Thursday. I'm going to wait till Sunday or Monday before I start over again. Then you're just like, okay, I failed
So you
Thursday.
procrastinate.
And then you go Friday, Saturday's a wash. So, so that's why we call black and white thinking. So, no, like Felipe said, okay, you screwed up one night. Fine, you screwed up. Then the next day, let's just get back on track. You don't have to be like, oh my God, I screwed up. Now it's like, forget it. I'm just going to have to wait till next week.
Absolutely. And CC stated it right here. It's their relationship with themselves, not food. And I agree with that. But let's do an example. So I know we're almost at the end of it, but I know when I used to do diets for individuals at my vitamin store, people used to be
Can
like,
I
give
just
me
interject?
absolutely.
I hate the word diet.
Okay.
Like a nutrition plan.
Okay, nutrition plan.
I just
I
feel
don't
like diet
I don't
has such a
believe in
stigma.
see, I don't believe nutrition plan from my standpoint of it because nutrition means all of it, means vitamins, blood,
Okay,
all
okay.
that. So from
We'll
my
figure
standpoint, I'm just
or
doing food.
meal prepping.
Okay, a meal plan. So when I used to do meal plans for people, people would come in, pay me money, and they'd be like, listen, I want to get shredded, this and that. And I would go, okay, first of all, let's focus on your water intake. What do you take? Well, I drink 2 of these cups a day. Not enough. So I would tell them what they need. So my first step is to test people up because it really hurts me when you waste all your time to do someone's diet plan and they do it for one day and say, "Oh, I didn't want to do it anymore." So now you've wasted my time, which sometimes I'll do it for free and then I charge you and then you come back
So
a month
why do
later.
you think they don't want to do it anymore?
Well, that's where I'm leading to. So now and that's why I can't do it for anyone because it just ticks me off. So what I used to say is before I invest in you, and I used to love it because they would go, I'm investing in you. And then I tell them there's many other nutritions you can go to. You don't have to pick me. So they would say, okay, what's up? And I say, before I invest in you, I want a water intake first. I want you to commit to 2 weeks of drinking this much water.
Our bodies are 70% water.
Okay. So I want them to drink that much water. Guess what happens if they did it right for 2 weeks?
They feel full.
They've actually dropped between the averages of 6 to 12 pounds, not 1 to 2 to 3 in 2 weeks. If they drank the correct water intake and hydrated the body and flushed out the toxin, they lost between 6 to 12 pounds. They go, what the hell was that? And I would say, that's your motivation, my friend. Now you're ready to do a meal plan. Then what I did was I would only do 2 meals exchange. Then tell them, listen, give me the first 5 hours of your day in just my meal plan. Then do whatever you want at night. Then they would lose 2 pounds. But guess what happened? Because they lost that so much to weight, they're like, what happened? I only lost 2 pounds. I'm like, don't worry. Let's go to my plan for 8 hours now. Next thing you know, they've dropped 8 to 9 pounds. They're like, now I got them motivated. I got them moving forward. Now we bring in the weight training. Now we start to bring in the vitamins. Now we start to bring. I would never let, and people that watch this know this, I would never let you come in and say, well, I want this, I want that, I want this. My question is, who told you to get it? Well, TikTok had it. Well, Facebook had it. Well, somebody else is taking it. No, stop the bullshit, everyone. You have to take what you need to take that works for your body, not because Pamela Anderson's taking this and she has a big chest and I want to get a big chest and she's on Ginklober and she's on this and that's why she's so smart. That's a joke. But
a blonde joke.
Yes, it was. But you don't do that. You don't hang a picture of someone else that you want to look like. Pick a picture of yourself where you were at the time of your life that you wanted to be at and put your picture up and motivate yourself to be that person again, because nothing's changed except to you, your physical part has, which leads to the mindful eating. Mindful eating is body control, mind control, and everything else around you. Stay positive. You will be positive. Go ahead, Dr. Wong.
No, I think you said it great. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you. So give everyone one sentence they can repeat to themselves before they take their first bite.
Treat your body like a temple. If you put trash in your body, it's gonna treat you like trash.
Okay.
I don't know.
Repeat.
I didn't say exactly.
No.
There's I can't remember. Someone said that to me.
I want your words. I don't want anybody else's words.
No,
I want a stoicism from you, Dr. Wong.
I don't really know what stoicism is.
Just a phrase, a word that comes from you. Like yourself, have an opinion, dream big dreams.
Oh.
Have a plan, make a difference.
Oh, okay.
Your own words.
So respect yourself, respect your body. You only have one body. Enjoy life, but think about what you're putting into your body to nourish it. Food is medicine.
Awesome. Okay. I love it. So my input in the end of it all is I would like to basically say is respect your family time, respect yourself time. You're only here for a moment. So enjoy those moments and accept what happens in front of you. So with every bite, just keep believing everything that you want to believe in. Put your mind into that control area and say, you know what? This is great. As Dr. Wong stated, I'm taking 2 bites. I'm 25 chews, correct?
10 to 15.
10 to 15, I'm sorry. Then afterwards, look at one family member and say something to them and get them to speak and then take a bite.
Filipe, I have a challenge for you.
A challenge, everybody.
I challenge you to eat, to finish your meal after me tomorrow.
The problem is, by the time I finish it, it'll be cold. You don't care if your meal's cold. I'd like it warm.
It comes on a sizzling platter.
I know, but if you do 8 ounces, I do 8 ounces of steak, you literally take, I'm not even going to lie.
Well,
it'll probably take me a half. Yeah, exactly. So now if you eat half, that means I can't eat mine because I have to wait till you finish yours. So that means I have to wait until the next 10 days because that's how long it'll take you to eat the other half. How does that make any sense?
Well, you can just practice mindful eating.
So listen, everyone, my last thing I would like to say before Dr. Wong bids you an adieu. I got myself. So, all right, everyone, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Eat good, laugh loud, wear your spandex enhanced jeans proudly. And if someone tries to pack 5 take-home plates before dinner even starts, that's a Class A felony. And I will investigate that person. But all kidding aside, blessing to you and your family. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Indigenous Day. Happy whatever it is. And everyone, please be safe. Be controlled. And especially tonight to all the people that go out and enjoy their time. Do enjoy it. But please do not drink and drive. If you feel, obviously, when you've had too much. We all know. Call an Uber. We have so many Ubers now available. Don't ruin your life or ruin someone else's. So please, from the blessing of God, please be careful tonight and enjoy. All right. My shout out to all my crew, to everyone.
Thank you, TikTok followers. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Joanne. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to say, Dr. Wong?
Do you like my shirt?
Dr. Wong would like to show you something special, everyone. Dr. Wong, please. Did you tell them what it said before you did that?
Yeah, they saw it.
They saw it? Did you everyone see it? So the other side said nice. And then when she rubs her hand on it, it says naughty. So I have the same shirt and she has the naughty and I have the nice because I'm the nice guy. I'm the nice guy of this. All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. My blessings. Thank you so much for joining Security Tales. And please, please hit the bell. Please tell others to follow. We have many, many more shows. And Dr. Wong, thank you so much for blessing me with the opportunity to come in on today. Once again, it's always great to see you more than once at home. Thank you so much, hon.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you,
Any
everybody.
jokes before we go?
No.
Would you like to tell them about the chicken?
Why don't chickens wear underwear? Because their peckers are on their head.
Oh my God. Their peckers are on their face.
Whatever.
How do you screw that up every time?
It's the
The
same
peckers.
head, face, same
Oh
thing.
my God. Tell them
It's
about
a
the
s-
egg.
No, no, no,
Tell
no.
them about the egg.
No, it's not. No, it's
What
not.
did
No,
the egg
it's
say
not-
to the
it's not-
boiling water?
no,
Ready,
it's-
ready? I'm
it's-
setting it up for
It's
you.
not PG. It's not
Listen,
PG.
of course it is. Don't worry about it. What did the egg say to the boiling water, Dr. Wong?
Give me a second to get hard. I just got laid by a chick.
Boom! Damn, you smashed that one. Peace. Thank you.
That's not PG.
That's PG. PG 13.